Go. Going to go over a few pieces of equipment we've added to our inventory for structural collapse rescue. The first one is the Hilti hammer drill. Very useful for breaching concrete to access voids. Also can be used for drilling holes in concrete and different materials to perhaps create your own anchor point and rope rescue. Basically with the kit, we've got the hammer drill, we got several chisels. We have a pointed chisel and a flat chisel. They're both used for taking out the material once we get our holes drilled. And then we have basically a drill bit, and we can use it to access the void, and then we can have a void camera we'll go over in a minute that we can use to actually look in the void and see what's there. Pretty simple to use. The chuck, it's almost automatic. You just pull down on the chuck, stick in the bit, turn it, locks in. One thing to keep in mind if we're working with another team is some of these have different type splines, so you don't want to get the wrong bit with the wrong spline, and using this drill can actually damage the chuck. Also comes with a cleaning rag, which these are going to get pretty dirty with the dust. And after use, we have some grease. It's good to grease the chuck and the splines after use. A few features on the drill. Main thing is we have, basically you can use it as a hammer, which we'll use with our chisels. And then you have a hammer drill whenever we're drilling through the concrete. Pretty simple trigger to operate it. And we'll go ahead and demo it for you next. Demo the drill. You've got an adjustable handle on the front. Just unscrew it, you put it where you want it, tighten it back down, get it where it's most comfortable for you. We're simulating we have a void identified below this slab of concrete. We want to breach the concrete. Basically, we want to make sure we have it set on hammer drill, not just hammer. And basically we'll go ahead and drill it. Another thing we've added is a void camera. It gives us the ability, once we drill our hole, we can use this flexible tube to look inside with the camera and see if there is the victim in there before we expend a lot of resources trying to get to the void if no victims are inside. Pretty simple to use. Number one, make sure you take the lens cap off. After that, you hold down the yellow button in the center for 3 seconds till it comes on. Once you have it on, these controls, the top control makes the light brighter. It has a LED light in the end of it, and this one dims it. Then you can magnify the view up to 2 times, and then back to normal, and then you can also flip the view. Pretty simple. Okay, once we have our inspection hole drilled, we can use our void camera. Remember to turn it on, hold it down for 3 seconds. Once it's on, insert it into the inspection hole. Look around. We turn our light on, we can light it up. Manipulate it around different ways. Remember, you got the magnify button here if you need to make the picture larger. Can you get any of that on what I'm saying? When we get ready to breach this concrete, basically we want to do a big triangle. The reason being, with our point at the top, it diverts the forces to the ground and not as much danger of creating a secondary collapse. Basically, we've drilled a triangle shape all the way through with our drill bit. Now we're going to change out to our chipping bit, chip out the material from inside. Down around the hole, then basically we'll make sure we bring our concrete to the outside so we don't drop it in on a potential victim. This one's got some rebar we're going to have to cut as we go. It's actually wire. We've also added a couple of grinders. We have a corded grinder and we have a battery powered grinder. And the battery power is really good to get into small areas to cut rebar. It'll also cut concrete pretty well with the diamond tip blades, which both of these have the diamond blades on them. But one of the problems with the battery is you're limited to battery power, so that's why we also have the corded. If we get electric to it, this one's going to last longer. Like I said, once we breach our void, we'll have if it's reinforced concrete, we'll have rebar we'll need to cut through. These do a nice job of doing that. Of course, you can also use your Sawzall or a Petrogen cutter. If we have wire rebar, the grinders come in handy for this. Mike will demonstrate that. With the diamond blade that goes through it, also goes through regular rebar pretty good. This blade will also cut through concrete pretty good, so if you have rebar that's still in the concrete, it'll cut through the concrete as well as the rebar. Go ahead, Mike. You can see it cut through the rebar and the concrete. Last piece of equipment we have is the walk. Pretty simple tool. Has a battery, 20-volt battery goes in. Some of the safety features is basically it has a safety just like you have on a firearm, and locked, unlocked. Locks the trigger when it's in lock mode. There's two settings on it. The first setting is single nail or multiple nail. And what that means is with the single nail, when you pull the trigger to fire one nail, on the multi-nail, you can hold the trigger down and hit the head against what you're nailing and it'll nail multiple nails. The other setting is 1 and 2 right here. 1 does 2 and 3 inch nails. 2 is for 3 1/4 and 3 1/2 inch nails. So you also have this handle here where you can hang it on a piece of wood, rafter, anything around where you can hang it to rest it. Pretty simple. Show you how we load it. Basically, you pull back the cocking mechanism, take your nails, slide them in the rear, make sure the angle's slanted back, and then just release and it's ready to fire. Pretty simple to use. Basically, you have a safety on the end, you press down, you'll hear the generator fire up, and then you pull the trigger. Pretty simple to use. Once you're done, basically you pull back your cocking lever, remove your nails. This button will release if there's anything inside, which there shouldn't be, and there's not. Probably a good idea to put it on safety, and then it's ready to stow until you're ready to use it again. Pretty simple tool. Eliminates the cords and things. If we had one that was fired by air compressor, then we'd have to try to get the air compressor close enough to reach the hoses. This is completely mobile and we get it in tight places.